Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys today about. So I've been doing a lot of writing recently about why is biodiversity important. But one thing that has definitely not been getting nearly enough attention that I really think should is why is biodiversity important in the context of pandemics and zoonoses. Um, as you might know, zoonosis is when an infectious disease that normally infects a certain species of animal host gets transferred um, to infecting humans as a new host. And over the last 20 years, we've actually had kind of a series of close calls. And then recently with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's been more than just a close call. And this is why I hope that people will start to realize what that that pandemics are actually that zoonoses and pandemics are actually encouraged by the loss of biodiversity. And yeah, because okay, so what I'm trying to say is that deforestation is implicated in most zoonoses. So, sorry for the ringing. What this means is that when you get deforestation, they chop down the trees and they chop, especially in a lot of tropical rainforests, which are biodiversity hotspots. And as you might know, diseases such as Ebola and the Zika virus came from biodiversity hotspots where people would go into the forest and like they would hunt chimpanzees and stuff, and then this horrible disease started affecting the local population. So for a while people thought that biodiversity caused zoonoses and pandemics, but what we're actually realizing now is that destroying biodiversity actually brings them about, because when you destroy the biodiversity, you fragment the habitats of the wildlife that was evolved to live there, was doing fine, and then you cause some of the wildlife to die, primarily specialist species. Specialist species they require a very specific niche, which means that they require very specific, food source, temperature conditions, moisture conditions, things of that nature. And then a generalist species, they can thrive in a more broad range of conditions. So the specialist species tend to die out first, leaving more generalists. And these come into close contact with humans because we build, settlements, and we make these markets and these things. They spread a lot of disease because you have a lot of wild animals all in cages, and then there people clean them and spray them, and then it spreads like the bacteria all over different species, creating ideal conditions for these diseases to spread. And I don't believe that the solution is to ban markets with live animals, but it's to be aware that tampering with biodiversity not only contributes directly to climate change, but can contribute directly to ideal conditions for diseases to spread to humans. Um, I've said this so many times that I confuse myself a little bit to what I've already said, but basically, what I'm trying to say is that I hope that with the most recent pandemic, that people will start to realize that if you continue destroying the planet, which we have never been shown to live without, that we are creating ideal conditions for an increase in the amount of diseases which spread from animals to humans, which we don't know what yet the next one will be.